Just 28% of the homes are selling over list price, the lowest springtime level since 2020. That could be a harbinger of good things if you think about it. Before 2020, we were going into the whole COVID thing and homes were sitting on market. And then we turned into a firestorm because rates went down to 2% or 3% or whatever, right? You can read this article on Realty Times. Daily average, I don't know what all this is. Google searches up 16% from a month of earlier. Look, here's the bottom line. Homes are sitting on market a little bit longer because there's economic uncertainty, job loss, job reporting is down, and interest rates are high. It's unaffordable to buy a house right now at 7%. It's ridiculous. But if you're a buyer and you know that this is an ebb of the tide, you know that this is a great time to buy a house. Look for a house that's been on market 30 days and you can pick it up and get a decent value out of it. And by the way, here's the thing. When we had a seller's market, I don't think it's a seller's market anymore. I think it's a balanced market. When we had a seller's market, sellers expected multiple offers. There's nothing wrong with you writing 4 or 5 offers and making a couple of them insultingly low and seeing who's desperate. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Now, look, I'm not saying go find the house that's brand new on the market, like 0 days. Oh, we're going to offer $300,000 less. Nah, here's the thing. If you see a house that's been on market for 30, 40, 50 days, go in a little bit lower. If you see it on market 60 to 90 days, that house is stale. Every other buyer has seen that house either online and decided it's too expensive for that area, for that location, condition, and market, or the seller's just being stubborn and obstinate and saying, my house is worth this much. So nothing worth getting is nothing, or nothing ventured is never, nothing never ventured, whatever. That nothing ventured is nothing gained. So my point here is houses are still selling quite a bit over market. As a matter of fact, we're going to see Santa Clara is at 5%, 6%, right? Houses are still selling. We're still not a buttload like we did in 2021 or even in 2004. However, the market is still doing well, especially in Santa Clara County and Silicon Valley and the Bay Area. So keep in mind, there's still deals to be got. Are you selling a home? You may need to make these plumbing repairs first. And the first thing I want to talk about is Morgan Hill and a couple other municipalities are requiring a sewer lateral inspection. It's about $250. What they do is they put a little camera with a robot and they stick it into the vent on top of your house and somehow get to the sewer, and they inspect it for cracks, for root invasion, for what have you, right? Also, if your house has leaks, any kind of leak, if it's a water leak or a drain leak, fix it. The last thing you want is a buyer to come in, have a bad taste in their mouth, figuratively, about the house that they just paid $1 million or $2 million or $3 million for. Fix it. It costs a couple $100, right? Repairs that are not required, get them done anyway. Look, I'm telling you, it's few and far between that a house is perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect house. However, if you come into a house as a buyer, think of it if somebody did that to you, right? Oh, here's $10,000 worth of repairs that you have to do when you move in. Wait a minute, I just paid $1 million or $2 million for this house. It's kind of just bad etiquette. Get it fixed, right? All right, reminder, this is actually good news for us in San Jose. If your house sells for over $2 million today, and closes today, you will be paying transfer tax, real property transfer tax, which quadruples or 3x's your home's transfer tax. It's a city transfer tax that we do, and it was 1.1, $1.10 per thousand divided by 50 because the buyer pays half. Now it goes up to 2.3, effective July 1st. This is going to help us in San Jose sell more homes to peak crescendo to push over the peak of $2 million, which actually hurt home values for a while. So they listened. Mortgage applications increased in the latest MBA weekly survey. This is just a few days ago, but that's good news because more buyers are coming to the market expecting to buy a house with concessions. Cupertino House of the Week, Almaden Ave. This is right down by my friend's house. I'll tell you straight up, you're paying almost $3 million for 10,000 acres or 10,000 square feet, a third of an acre, a quarter of an acre. It's ridiculous because you look at this house and it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,100 square foot piece of dookie, but people are still buying it. Why? Because it's Cupertino schools, you're close to Apple, etc. I have coffee here quite often at the Starbucks. There's a post office here. So it's a good little area. Monte Vista is right here. Lincoln, and then Kennedy Junior High. De Anza's over here. So yeah, lots of good stuff there. But $3 million for a lot, a quarter of an acre lot. I don't know. Willow Glen Home of the Week is $2.2 million. This actually fits the narrative, right? They don't have to pay a transfer tax at 2.2 or even 2.299999. So 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot, built in 1942. This is a great buy because it's walking distance to Lincoln Ave. You can walk downtown. It's a nice little bungalow. And it's 1942, so it's 80 years old, right? Looks like the kitchen was updated back in the 90s or 2000s. Same with the bathtub. Nothing looks original other than the floors, which is nice. And you have a little storage area. This is a great thing right here, guys. When you're selling your house, take the screens off. Take the screens off. It brings in more light. It doesn't collect dirt. It makes your house look bright and airy, and it doesn't look dirty. When you have your cleaners come through, have them take them off, wash them, and put them in the garage or your basement. So there you go. That's what you get for $2.2 million in Willow Glen. What do you get for $35 million in Los Altos Hills, Olive Tree Lane? Not my listing, which it was. 7 bedrooms, 4 and 2 half baths, 6,200 square feet on 1 full acre in the hills. Let's take a look at this. In case you're wondering where it might be, that's about where it is. Cupertino, Mountain View, Stanford's over here. So it's a great buy, and you get an amazing view, all for the low price of $35 million. All right. I don't think that's box brownie. It could be. Who knows? Oh. God, I want to say, look, the fact that this one's blurry kind of makes me feel like we've looked at this one before. But guys, the view is beautiful. The view is worth every penny on this one. All right. 12 county sales report. Let me open this up so you can see a little bit bigger of a picture here. Not a whole lot of crazy things other than we're close to $9 billion in sales revenue in Santa Clara County, by far the most. Our median sales price is $2 million. Our average sales price is 2.4. And by the way, if you live in Blossom Valley, where I do, these numbers are the same thing here. I have them in the picture in my blog, so come and take a look. And like I said, we're at 6% over list price on the average. Doesn't mean homes don't sit on market. We have a lot of homes sitting on market on market for 60, 90 days. Those ones are right for the picking, but for the most part, smart sellers listen to their agents and list their house below the market to get it sold. If your house is on market 20, 30 days, consider a list price decrease. We have 240 new listings this week. Same thing with Alameda. Alameda is coming up to volume, but their sales price is a little bit lackluster by $1 million. And they've sold almost as many homes as we have. 3,500 homes in contract, and Santa Clara County has almost 3,900. And Santa Clara is still at 3.5 months of inventory mid-month, right? We're going to see it drop down to 1.8, 1.9, maybe 1.7. We'll see. Can't tell you crystal ball, but Santa Clara County is still very healthy for those who list their price below list where their market is and get it sold quickly. There's nothing more gleeful than watching a house sell within 7 days. I see excitement. I see a bunch of excitement from the seller. The buyer's motivated. They love the house. They know they got a great deal because the seller is saying, hey, look, I have a great house. I've managed it. I've maintained it. I fixed it up for you. Here you go. It's a great deal for you. Yeah, it's a little more expensive than what you're expecting, but that's market. That's the market. And we got it sold quickly. So you're doing me a favor. I'm going to do you a favor. So there you go. Just have a good mindset about selling your house. Be happy about it. Be excited about it. And your house will sell. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Vito with Avatano. We'll see you out there.